Have you ever had an idea that you thought was great and you began writing it and you said, you know what, this is just, I'm not into it, I've lost interest, and then you've resumed like a year later and you loved it?
Absolutely. There's actually two ideas that I can think of. One is a script I wrote a couple years ago, fully with the intention of actually making, just with friends. Basically, just about a guy who doesn't really have much life experience, and so he sets out to give himself life experience, mainly a traumatic experience. And I was really excited by that idea, but then I wrote it, and it just didn't really hit the way that I wanted, and so I shelved it. And a couple years later, I actually picked it up again, read through. I was like, "There's actually some really good pieces here," and I sort of just over like a few days just sort of started to edit from page one. Another one is it's called The Philosophy Circle, and it's a movie that I actually wrote probably when I was like 23, and that's the only script I can say that I've actually edited consistently from age 23 to as recently as maybe 2 years ago. So it's been sort of a work in progress for about 7 years or so.
And why take so long with something?
I think some stories are more complicated than others. And I think sometimes if you get really excited about something and you know that there's something there, but it didn't really strike a chord with you, maybe it's best that you shelve it for a little bit and then come back later. I think that can benefit a lot of projects, whereas some projects are way more straightforward and regimented, and you either kind of know if you're on the right track or not within a much smaller period of time.
Yeah, I've heard some writers say, I think it was the writer of the Goldfinch, the movie The
Hmm.
Goldfinch, that she loves the slow process of writing and she doesn't want to rush it. And I think it took her 12 years or
Oh
so to
yeah,
finish that
yeah.
story. So some people, they really savor that long process. They don't want to rush it.
I think that benefits some people and some projects, and I've found myself sort of going both ways in that regard. I've spent a lot of time on certain projects, and then I've sort of, I don't want to say rushed through, but definitely cruised right through. I think the first script I ever wrote was in a week, and I kind of followed the very traditional three-act structure. I knew exactly where it was going. I wouldn't say it was award winning by the end, but some stories also just come out of you way easier than others. Some definitely take more time to marinate and sort of figure out along the way.